I used to live my life on autopilot. Wake up, angrily hit snooze, realise I'm late, rush to complete my morning tasks. The day fell onto me, as it does for so many people. When I was walking the same route as I did every day, my head was overwhelmed with thoughts. It was, what do I still need to get done for today's class? And I wonder if Millie is going to be here today, and why was that stranger so rude? I was just dragged along with the day until it was done. My entire life changed when I realised one thing. That the simplest way to make an ordinary life extraordinary is to pay attention. It is as easy as that. Anything you're doing can become an object of mindfulness if only you pay attention. You don't need to live a relaxing life. You don't need to have ample time. In today's video, I'm going to give you the practical knowledge that I wish someone had told me about how to live a more mindful life now. How to create pockets of presence, how to find casual magic. Because when you find so much beauty in the mundane every day, you're no longer trapped in constantly craving more. Mindfulness is the true secret to happiness.
And gently close your eyes if you can, and take a deep breath in and out.
The first technique is so simple yet so profound. You can do it literally anytime, anywhere, and it will instantly make you more mindful. It's called the zoom in approach. This technique involves taking any experience, no matter how mundane, and focusing all your attention on it. Maybe you're unloading the dishwasher, you're doing the laundry, you're walking to the supermarket, whatever it is, it's zooming in on the sensations that you feel while doing that task. Zoom in on your 5 senses. There is nothing that will get you out of your head and into the moment more quickly than paying attention to the sensations in your body. What can you see in this moment? What can you hear? Maybe you're walking along and you take a moment to touch the leaves as you walk past, so you're engaging that sense of touch. Really zoom in on the details, the colour of the sky, the sound of footsteps, the smell of the coffee brewing in the corner. Engage your senses. When was the last time you really noticed something simple like that? My little challenge for you to engage step 1 is the next time that you are at a bus stop, that you are waiting in a queue, or you're walking a very familiar route, one where you might not normally pay attention, I dare you to put your phone away and zoom in on the moment. Find something around you to notice. It really is as simple as that. Okay, the second technique is not zooming in, it's about zooming out. It is so easy to get caught up in our own little bubble. We're in our heads, we're in our little worlds, but zooming out gives you a broader perspective. The next time that you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, try this. Take a moment and really ask yourself, is this thing gonna matter to me in a year? So often we forget that our stresses, our worries are impermanent. If you want to practice this technique with me right now, I dare you to close your eyes, start to become aware of your body, start to feel your breath moving in your body. And start to become aware of your body as a whole. Feel the weight of your body on the ground. Feel the whole shape of your body. And then I want you to imagine, almost like a little bird lifting up from the top of your head. I want your perspective to fly up to the ceiling of the room that you're in, or to fly up a meter or 2 above your head. And I want you to just look at yourself as though from afar. Look at yourself sitting there with your eyes closed in this meditation. Look at yourself with almost a sense of pride. Like, wow, all these things that this human is doing, they're so incredible. And then imagine your perspective zooming out even more. Fly up even higher, out of the building that you're in, above the town that you're in, above the city, above the country, and just keep zooming out and zooming out and zooming out until the image of you sitting there meditating is just a tiny little dot in a sea of people and experiences. In the context of the much wider world around you, all your worries feel a little bit more insignificant. Almost smile to yourself at how cute and little and insignificant and wonderful your little self is down on that planet. And then when you're ready, you can zoom back down and rejoin with yourself, taking on this fresh perspective with you. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes again. That was just a very quick little meditation to show how you can use your imagination to remember that your worries aren't as big as they might seem, that you're just a creature floating around on a giant planet in the universe and everything will be okay. Number 3, meditation. If you enjoyed that little visualization meditation exercise, then I implore you to start meditating. I believe meditation is the most important habit that every single human should practice. It is mental fitness for your brain. It gives you the inner space to notice the things around you, to feel gratitude for the things around you, to not just respond to the things happening in life, to not just react, but to really understand the things going on in your body and make an informed choice. I love this analogy of how our brains are like a shaken up glass of muddy water, and meditation is when you let all the mud settle and the water to clear, and suddenly you have a fresh perspective on everything. The first meditation app I ever used when I was 16 was Headspace, and I highly recommend using it if you're a beginner. This video is very kindly sponsored by Headspace, and it is just a phenomenal meditation app with so many different types of meditation, exercises to help you get to sleep, to deal with stress and anxiety, even more specific meditations like about exam season, coping with change. I meditate every single day, and it is so essential to me feeling like myself, even when, you know, my emotions are up and down, even when I feel really stressed or really insecure on certain days. Meditation is like this grounding force that helps me observe all those sensations neutrally. If you're looking to live a more mindful life, I can't recommend meditating enough. I love meditating first thing in the morning when I wake up to set up my mind for the day, but I often will also do a sleep meditation before bed just to like activate the parasympathetic nervous system, come back to self, and hopefully calm my subconscious for a better night's sleep. I love working with Headspace because they're so generous. You guys can get a 60-day trial completely free. You can literally meditate every single day for 60 days completely free. So if you want to start meditating, definitely go click the link in my description, and I hope it helps you. If we're talking about a beginner's guide to being mindful, one of the biggest enemies of mindfulness is our phones. It is so hard to pay attention to the present moment when you constantly have the option of distraction. I don't know if you know this, but I am literally a social media creator, and yet I always have my social media apps blocked at all times. I use this fantastic app called Opal, and it blocks Instagram, YouTube, all my social media, and if I ever want to go on them, I have to go onto Opal, and I can only ever unlock it for up to 15 minutes at a time. And let me tell you, when you know that you only have 15 minutes, you're a lot more intentional in the way that you scroll, in why you come to the apps, what you're intending to do on there. Like if I know that I want to post some stories, I can't dawdle for too long because I get kicked out. Like physically the app blocks itself again in 15 minutes. I can go onto Opal and unblock it, but it's like a long process. So I think rather than relying on willpower, I highly recommend using choice architecture to support not going on your phone, like getting these app blockers. And an amazing simple rule is to not use your phone for the first 30 minutes of the day and the last 30 minutes of the day. Also, there's an amazing book called Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport if you want more guidance on your tech use. For this next step, I wanted to actually have just finished journaling, and I'm in such a state of gratitude. Let's be real, you've all heard of journaling before. You probably know you should journal. Do you actually journal though? Different matter. If you've ever heard of gratitude journaling, you probably know that it's a really good idea. But, at least in my experience, whenever I come to write down 3 things I'm grateful for every day, often it's very easy to think what you're grateful for, but it's very different to actually feel gratitude for those things. So much of mindfulness is trying to get us present in our bodies and feeling. So my biggest recommendation to add this mindful practice to your life is to first learn the skill of brain dump journaling. You might have heard this being called morning pages, but the idea is you just write your stream of consciousness for about 3 pages, especially if you're feeling quite low, if you have a lot in your head, if there's a lot of doubt. I find it so important to first dispel that and to be with my head and my thoughts as they are in the present before trying to warp them to something more positive and grateful. So do your brain dump. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm gonna have for dinner. Oh my God, this person said this and it's making me think this. And then ask yourself, what am I grateful for today? It can be one big thing that you really sit with and you write maybe even an entire page or a few sentences about that thing and why you're grateful for it. Or you can do a bullet point list of 10 different things you're grateful for. The more often you ask yourself, what am I grateful for? The more that you are training your brain to naturally feel gratitude. And gratitude is the secret to happiness. It's about learning not to focus on the negative, but to focus on the good. Focus on the things you're grateful for, and let me tell you, there will be things. There are people who love you. There are so many wonderful opportunities and privileges you have, luxuries in your life. Even getting to watch this on the internet, there is so much to be grateful for right now, if only you can notice it. So my challenge for you after this video is to just brain dump and journal for 3 whole pages. Write down whatever this video sparked in you, write down whatever you're thinking, you're feeling, and once you've written down your thoughts, then ask yourself, what am I grateful for? One of the most common misconceptions about mindfulness is that you need to live a relaxing life, that you need ample time in order to practice mindfulness, like a dedicated hour of meditation. When in reality, mindfulness isn't about adding more to your day. It is about making everyday activities that you already do sacred. Through paying attention. You can create tiny moments of mindfulness throughout your day just by checking in. When you're having your first sip of water in the morning, can you notice the taste of the water? How it feels in your mouth? Can you pause and feel grateful for being able to just switch on a tap and instantly getting water? If you're walking somewhere, can you really notice the sensation of your feet as your feet walk? Every single footstep, can you feel the shifting of your weight? Can you engage with the sights around you rather than going on your phone? A mindful life is just about creating pockets of presence throughout a day. It's noticing when you're in your head and trying to bring yourself back to the present moment. There is so much research to suggest that living a mindful life can extend your lifespan, makes you happier, deepens your relationships, makes you more resilient to stress and anxiety. So it is worth it. This is a worthwhile habit. I wish we were taught this in school. I wish we were taught to slow down in a world that constantly invites us to speed up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love this mindful community. You guys are such angels. If you got to this point in the video, please comment me a tulip emoji. It always literally makes my day. Like, this is why I like creating videos, is when I go to the comments and I just see like an array of all of these emojis. Like on my last video, just like sunshine, sunshine, sunshine. Like, it just makes me so happy. If you made it to this point, please comment me a tulip and I will do my best to reply to any questions that you have. I would love to hear about your journey with mindfulness, and I admire you. It is so countercultural to slow down, but I promise that you are going to live a life worth living because you will actually feel and notice your life more than people who are just rushing through it. Have a gorgeous rest of your day. Bye!
Closing your eyes and feeling the weight of gravity, feeling the earth supporting you. Now.